All right, so you want to learn about Asad ibn Zurara.
Yeah, and his legacy.
Like, it's incredible when you think about it,
It
right?
is.
Just how young he was
Mm.
when all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Medina before the Hijra,
Yeah.
like buzzing with this anticipation of a prophet,
Right.
and this teenager basically steps up to shape the course of history.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, that's Assad.
Yeah, it's true. His story is like completely interwoven
Right.
with the very beginnings of Islam in Medina.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't just there to, see it all happen.
Yeah.
He's like a driving force
Okay.
behind so many crucial moments.
Yeah.
It's especially remarkable because, as you mentioned, he didn't live a long life.
So before we get to his conversion, set the scene for us.
Okay.
What was Medina like at this time?
Okay, so think of it as this
that.
vibrant city
Okay.
with all these different tribes,
Right.
some holding on to the old ways, others ready for something new.
There were Jewish tribes there too.
Oh, interesting.
And many of them,
Yeah.
based on their own scriptures,
Okay.
were expecting a prophet to arrive.
And into this mix
Yeah.
steps young Assad.
Right.
What do we know about him before Islam?
So even as a young man,
Yeah.
likely in his late teens, early 20s,
Okay.
Assad was known for his wisdom and leadership.
Mm-hmm.
He was from the Banu Nar tribe,
Okay.
a prominent one in Medina,
Got it.
and was already a respected leader
Right.
within his clan.
Interesting. So he was already interacting
Oh, yeah.
with people from all walks of life.
Absolutely.
I mean, even dealing with leaders from Mecca, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was involved in trade and diplomacy,
Okay.
representing his tribe in important matters.
So this future champion of Islam,
Right.
this young leader,
Yeah.
first hears about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Mm-hmm.
from someone who actually opposed him.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems...
Almost ironic, doesn't it?
Really does.
Yeah.
So Asad was in Mecca
Ugh.
resolving a dispute with this
Oh.
man named Utbah ibn Rabia.
With Ibn Rabia.
And this Utbah was completely against the Prophet
Okay.
and was speaking about him
Mm-hmm.
very negatively.
Wow.
But even through those insults,
Yeah.
something about the message,
Right.
this idea of one God
Yeah.
and a return to the faith of Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
resonated with Assad.
It's fascinating how a message can take root
It is.
in the most unexpected ways.
Yeah.
So take us to that moment
Okay.
when Assad embraced Islam.
Okay. So picture the Hajj season.
Okay.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, was still in Mecca at this time.
Right.
He was discreetly reaching out to people from other tribes,
Okay.
looking for potential allies.
Yeah.
That's when he met a group of 6 young men from Medina.
Okay.
Assad was one of them.
Got it.
The Prophet invited them to sit with him
Right.
and learn more about Islam. Okay,
Mhm.
and what happened next is incredible.
Okay, I'm all ears.
These young men,
Yeah.
with Assad at the forefront,
Mm.
were immediately drawn
Okay.
to what they were hearing.
Right.
Remember, they already had some familiarity with the concept of a prophet
Yeah.
through the Jewish tribes in Medina.
Right, right.
Assad was the first among them
Okay.
to step forward and declare his belief in Islam,
Wow.
pledging his allegiance to the prophet.
So this is a pivotal moment,
Yes.
not just for Assad,
Right.
but for the future of Islam in Medina.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Assad's conversion
Mm-hmm.
sparked a chain reaction.
Okay.
This small group of 6
Yeah.
went back to Medina
Right.
and started sharing the message.
Okay.
This was the beginning
Yeah.
of Islam taking root in the city.
It's amazing how one person's conviction
It is.
can have such a ripple effect.
It's true.
Did this play a role
Yeah.
in the second pledge of the Kaaba?
Yes.
I know that was like a key event
Yes.
in the early history of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit fuzzy on the details.
You're right. The second pledge at Aqaba was monumental, and Assad was right at the center of it.
Okay.
So imagine this.
Okay.
The year after their initial encounter with the Prophet,
Mm-hmm.
a larger group of people from Medina,
Okay.
around 70 of them,
Wow.
met with the Prophet at Aqaba
Okay.
during Hajj.
That's a huge jump from just 6 people the year before.
It is.
Yeah.
And it shows you the impact
Yeah.
of Assad and those first converts spreading the message
Right.
at the second pledge.
Okay.
These individuals,
Yeah.
including Assad,
Right.
formally pledged their loyalty and protection to the Prophet.
Wow.
It was a turning point.
Yeah.
It essentially paved the way for the Hijra,
Right.
the Prophet's migration to Medina.
And Assad was a leader in this movement,
Absolutely.
even though he was so young.
Absolutely. He wasn't just a convert.
Right.
He was an active leader,
Okay.
using his influence and position to support the growing Muslim community.
Okay.
He was instrumental in supporting Musab ibn Umair.
Oh, okay.
The Prophet, peace be upon him,
Yeah.
had sent Musab to Medina
Okay.
to teach the new Muslims
Right.
more about Islam.
So Assad was like guiding and protecting this
Yeah.
crucial teacher,
Yeah.
making sure the message
Yeah.
could spread safely in Medina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He provided guidance to Musab,
Okay.
introduced him to key people,
Right.
and helped create safe spaces
Got it.
for learning and prayer.
So crucial in those early days.
Crucial. Yeah.
Assad was so much more than just a convert, wasn't he?
He was
taking real action,
Yeah,
putting his leadership skills to work
absolutely.
for this new faith.
He absolutely was.
And it wasn't just behind the scenes.
No.
There's a powerful story about Assad
Yeah.
that really highlights
Yeah.
his courage and conviction.
Mm.
He was the first person in Medina
Wow.
to publicly break idols.
That's a bold move.
I know Medina wasn't Mecca,
Right.
but I imagine
Yeah.
there were still a lot of people
Oh, yeah.
very attached to the old ways.
Yeah.
What kind of opposition did he
Oh,
face?
You're right. There were still many
Yeah.
who clung to their old beliefs.
Right.
It took immense courage for Assad to do that.
Yeah.
But by doing so,
Yeah.
he set an example for others. It
Right.
showed them
Yeah.
that it was possible to break free from the past
Yeah.
and embrace this new faith.
It makes you realize
It does.
the debt we owe
Yeah.
to those early Muslims
Right.
who were willing to take those first steps,
Yeah.
to take those risks.
Huge risks.
They paved the way for everything
They did.
that came after.
Absolutely. Their courage is truly inspiring.
And Assad's story
Yeah,
is full of those pivotal moments,
it is.
like the very first Jumu'ah prayer.
Tell me about that.
The very first Jumu'ah.
Yeah.
As in, before it was even officially mandated.
Yeah.
That had to be a powerful experience.
It was. Assad initiated this weekly gathering
Okay.
before the Prophet, peace be upon him,
Yeah.
even arrived in Medina.
Wow.
He understood the importance of community.
Yeah.
Every Friday, he would gather the Muslims
Right.
to listen to a sermon,
Okay.
likely delivered by Musab,
Okay.
and then they would pray together
Yeah.
in congregation.
That's beautiful. You can almost feel the sense of community being forged,
Yeah.
this shared experience of faith
Right.
in those early days.
Powerful.
And there's a touching story
Yeah.
about an old man
Yeah, there is.
who even years later
I know.
would remember Assad
Yeah.
every Friday
Yeah.
when he heard the call to prayer.
Every Friday.
That's incredible.
It is.
How did he remember him?
The old man would say,
Yeah.
"Oh Allah, forgive Assad.
Wow.
Oh Allah, have mercy on Assad."
That speaks volumes
Yeah.
about the lasting impact Assad had.
No-
Even on those who may not have known him personally,
Yeah.
he truly left a mark
He did.
on those around him.
And there's a fascinating detail
Okay.
about the location
Okay.
where those early Jumu'ah gatherings took place.
Right.
It ended up becoming
Yep.
the very spot
Yeah.
where the Prophet built his mosque
What?
after arriving in Medina.
No way.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Talk about things coming full circle.
Yeah.
Like, Assad was unknowingly laying the groundwork,
Right.
both literally and figuratively,
Mm.
for the heart
Yes.
of the Muslim community in Medina.
Yeah.
Knowing how influential Assad was in Medina,
Right.
I can only imagine
Right.
how involved he was.
Oh, yeah.
When the Prophet arrived,
Yeah.
what was his role?
So, picture the scene.
Okay.
The Prophet finally arrives in Medina,
Okay.
and there's this electric atmosphere.
Right.
Crowds of excited Muslims
Yeah.
line the streets,
Mhm.
eager to welcome him,
Wow.
Assad, alongside another prominent leader
Okay.
named Sa'd ibn Mu'adh,
Sa'd ibn Mu'adh.
had the honor of hosting the Prophet
Okay.
for the first 2 weeks
Wow.
of his stay in Medina.
That had to be an incredible honor.
It was.
It must have been 2 weeks filled with
I'm sure.
valuable conversations and teachings.
Yeah.
What else do we know about this time?
Well, I imagine it was a time of great learning and connection.
Right.
It's important to note that the
Okay.
Prophet had a personal connection
Right.
to Assad's tribe,
Okay.
the Banu Najjar.
Yeah.
They were his maternal uncles.
Oh, wow.
So there was already a deep familial bond there.
So Assad was playing this key role
Yes.
in the growing community.
Yeah.
He had this personal connection to the Prophet.
He did.
It feels like everything was building towards something amazing.
It does.
But you mentioned earlier that his life was tragically cut short.
Yes.
What happened?
Sadly, just a year after the Hijra, Azad became ill.
Oh, no.
It's believed he had some kind of throat ailment.
Okay.
It's in this difficult moment
Yeah.
that we see the Prophet's deep respect and love for Assad.
What did the Prophet do?
When Assad passed away,
Yeah.
the Prophet personally washed his body,
Wow.
shrouded him,
Okay.
and led the funeral prayer,
Right.
known as the janazah.
Right.
This was the first janaz in Medina.
Oh,
It
wow.
was a powerful act of love and respect.
That's so moving.
Yes.
He was there for Assad
Yeah,
until the very end.
yeah.
To have the Prophet perform those final rites,
I know.
it speaks volumes about the bond they shared.
It does.
It was a heartbreaking moment for the community,
It was Assad.
who had done so much to pave the way
Yeah.
for Islam in Medina, was
Yeah.
the first to be laid to rest
Yes,
in the city's new graveyard,
that's right.
al-Baqi.
Al-Baqi.
It's hard to imagine the grief
It is.
the community must have felt,
Yeah.
losing him so young.
So young. It's tragic.
It is.
He had so much more to give. Yeah, it really makes you think, right?
Mm-hmm.
About the impact of a life well lived,
Right.
even a short one.
Yeah.
Assad accomplished so much.
He did.
He was the first convert from Medina,
Right.
the first to break idols there,
Mm.
first to lead the Jumu'ah prayer,
Yeah.
hosted the Prophet upon his arrival,
Right.
played a key role in establishing the Muslim community.
Yeah.
And even in his death,
Yeah.
he achieved another first.
Right.
The first janazah in Medina. It's like his life was this incredible series of firsts.
You're absolutely right. And each of those firsts
Yeah,
represents a turning point,
right.
a moment where Assad's courage and conviction
Mm-hmm.
helped shape the future of Islam in Medina.
Yeah.
Think about that first Jumu'ah prayer.
Okay.
He created a space
Yeah.
for the community to gather,
Right.
to learn, to
Yeah.
connect,
Yeah.
even before the Prophet arrived.
Right. He understood the importance of those bonds of shared worship.
Right.
And that foresight
Yeah.
laid the foundation
Right.
for what would become the heart of the Muslim community.
Okay.
The Prophet's mosque,
Right.
built on the very same spot.
It's almost like he was
That's
destined
amazing, isn't it?
to pave the way,
Yeah.
to set the stage for everything
Right.
that was to
That
come.
was to come.
But it's still so sad that he didn't live to see all that Islam would become,
Yeah.
the growth,
Yeah.
the spread of the
The
message,
victories.
the victories. Yeah,
What if he had lived longer?
I know.
What more could he have achieved?
It's a question that lingers, isn't it?
It really does. What if Assad had been there to guide the community
Right,
through those early challenges,
Yeah.
to offer his wisdom and leadership?
right.
But even though his time was cut short,
Yeah,
his influence continued.
okay.
Remember, the Prophet became the guardian of Assad's 3 orphan daughters.
He took care of them
He did.
after their father's passing.
He did. They grew up amongst the Prophet's wives.
Oh, wow.
And he even arranged their marriages
Okay.
when they came of age.
That's incredible.
This wasn't just an act of charity.
Right.
It was a way of honoring Assad's legacy,
Mhm.
ensuring that his family was cared for,
Right.
and that his daughters had a place within the community he
Yeah.
helped build.
It's a testament to the Prophet's character,
Yeah.
and it adds another layer
Right.
to Assad's story.
His influence wasn't just
Right.
in the actions he took,
Mm-hmm.
but in the lives he touched,
Right.
the people he inspired.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes Assad's story so powerful.
Yeah.
It reminds us that even a seemingly ordinary life can
Right.
have an extraordinary impact.
Yeah.
We may not all be destined to achieve a series of firsts,
Right.
but we can all strive to live with purpose and conviction,
Mhm.
to use our talents and influence
Yeah.
to make a positive difference in our communities.
Powerful message.
It is.
Assad's story is a testament to the idea
It is.
that even a short life can leave a lasting legacy.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I encourage you
Okay.
to explore the stories of other early Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
Each one is a unique thread in
Yeah.
the tapestry of Islamic history.
Right.
By understanding their struggles,
Yeah.
their triumphs, and their contributions,
Mm-hmm.
we gain a deeper appreciation
Okay.
for the richness and complexity of our faith.
Asad ibn Zurara,
Yeah.
a young man who embraced Islam with his whole heart,
Mm-hmm.
and in doing so,
Yeah.
helped change the course of history.
He did.
His story is truly an inspiration.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely.
We hope you found it insightful
Yeah.
and perhaps even a little bit challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Yeah.
keep learning,
Keep learning.
and keep asking those big questions.